We are super excited about our additional project. The next project that we're working on is an out-of-body experience. So we've constructed a second chamber, and it's also a geodesic dome. Inside that dome, we've got a water bed with vibrational plates where we're sending frequencies through the water to vibrate and stimulate the energy body. We truly think we're going to be able to create an out-of-body experience. Check it out.
This is so awesome. It's so warm and like so cold too.
Good vibrations. Come to the Ascension Chamber, man. This is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and telling the truth.
I was able to get into a vibrational state within 5 to 6 minutes on this bed with the vibrations on it. To me, it is profoundly amazing.
I am Marilyn Hughes, author of 104 plus books on out-of-body travel and founder of the Out-of-Body Travel Foundation.
You're replicating the experience very authentically. You know, amazing job, guys. Really good. You know, big thumbs up.
This dome here, it's built on a track. It runs around on a piece of PVC pipe. There's a track and skateboard wheels. And I made a drive system for it, so we can use a remote control to start it and stop it, control the direction, and control the speed. But at any rate, I figured it out, put it all together, and it works. So we're happy about that. Mark Certo's got his tunes, his binaural beats, and frequencies going in to excite the water in the bed. And with the spinning dome, maybe we'll get some out-of-body experiences. I'm looking forward to it.
The out-of-body experience is something that I got involved in many years ago with my work at the Monroe Institute. One day, Chad asked me if I had any ideas for the second dome. And I said to him, you know, I'm still very curious as to whether or not A, we can invoke out-of-body experiences, and B, whether or not they can be objectively observed in a clinical type of setting. Would you be interested in that? He said, I love it. So that's how the second dome came to be. The question of what an out-of-body experience actually is also taken into consideration with the work that we're doing here. There is a major difference, in my opinion, between having an actual out-of-body experience, doing something called astral projecting, or having a lucid dreaming experience. All of those, in my opinion, are three very discrete experiences. A lot of people who have out-of-body experiences tend to think of it as such because they're flying, they're involved in angelic visits, they are, you know, just doing things that are not necessarily attributed to the physical world. That could be a dream. Could also be what's known as fantasy or active imagination. And it could also be known as fall under the heading of astral projection, meaning projecting something into this realm referred to as the astrals. An out-of-body experience, especially from a clinical standpoint, is a very different thing. It may have the hallmarks of a dream, meaning that you end up in very unusual places, talking with very unusual entities. But to be able to achieve it clinically means that you need to be able to put your body to sleep, keep your consciousness aware, and put your projected consciousness to a place that is still within the physical realm, in this case a clinic. So the target of the dome here is to teach people how to have these experiences and stay within the physical realm. So what we're going to be doing in our testing is to set up a series of numbers. And when the participant comes into the dome, they'll have already been trained in the ability to reach the hypnagogic state. Within the dome itself, there'll be a bed that is very targeted towards stimulating physical vibrations. The same way that monks vibrate their energy and physical body through chanting Om or some other chant. Once that occurs, they'll be going into the hypnagogic state. Their field of energy will then be activated, and their consciousness will be sent into the hypnagogic state. While remaining aware, they'll then be targeted or focused to take their consciousness and move it into that vibrating field that has begun. There is also electromagnetic frequencies that we'll be using to help direct the focus of that, and visualization techniques that are designed to sharpen the focus of the intention of the individual so they don't fall asleep. If they come out of their bodies, which is the hope, their consciousness leaves their body, stays in the clinical environment, and goes to a series of numbers which are way out of the purview of their physical sensory input, and can read those numbers and come back and report what those numbers are. That would be something. How can the world benefit from this type of clinical research? Most people want to know that they survive physical death. A lot of religions are set up as a result of that. Spiritual beliefs, spiritual enlightenment, the quest for spiritual enlightenment has a lot to do with that fear of physical death, or the lack of knowledge about what happens after we die. If you have an out-of-body experience, and it's clinically confirmed that you had an out-of-body experience, you have to begin to ask the question, what was I during that experience? I wasn't present in my body. My physical life is no longer the sole point of reference one might have for life itself. Life becomes larger